Welcome, everybody. I am your host, Arctic.
I'm Poppet.
I'm Pandy.
And we're
Fluffit
We're
We're
live. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Fluffit We're Live. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the movies. What happened? When's the last time you went? And where are all the good movies? Also, we're going to be talking about some pre-built machines, or would you rather build it? As well as our voicemail caller. So strap in or strap on and get your earbuds in, because we are about to roll. You guys ready to hear the voicemail?
I'm ready.
Yup, let's go.
All right, here we go.
Hello, my name is Daryl, and my question is, would you rather be a reverse mermaid or a reverse centaur?
Thank you, Tara.
A reverse what?
A reverse
A
fish?
reverse mermaid or a reverse centaur. So a reverse mermaid would be like
You have a fish
the upper half of a fish and like the lower half of a human, and the reverse centaur.
Essentially, by being reverse, it means because usually those creatures have human head bodies,
Right.
so it's the opposite.
So a mermaid
you will
is
not
an
have a
upper
normal
body.
head.
Upper human body, lower fish body. Centaur is upper human body, lower horse body. So we're just reversing that.
I would definitely have to say reverse mermaid. Because, like,
Yeah?
if you think about a reverse centaur, you just have, like, a human walking on all fours, but then also have
Yeah, there's too many legs.
horse
Yeah.
like, hooves.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't grab anything unless you
But
grab with your technical
it would be
legs.
It would be so much easier to eat, though. Like, look, you're a fish, and you just have to look up all the time. You can't even move your head around and look.
But yeah, but you also
You
that-
have to
look
be
at
in the
that
water
horse
because you
neck.
have gills.
you would actually.
Like the only part of reverse fish that's human is your legs. Everything else, I mean,
Basically, you would just be a
poop
fish
normal.
with sexy
You're a
legs.
fish.
You know? Like,
yeah, you're a fish.
So you would have to live in the
You'd
water.
have to be in the water.
you would, yeah, and then when you come up, you're like, oh, it's just a normal fish, and then they
It
see
could
your
be
legs,
like-
you're like, oh
Right.
my.
Yeah. They'd be like, freak out and run around the beach and then jump back in the water again. Like,
I mean, I guess that would be kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the reverse centaur because, like, look
it's,
at.
it's too
I mean,
many legs. I mean, if
look
it's
at those
if you
front
didn't
legs.
have
Somebody-
your arms, if it
somebody
was like,
talking shit to you, you hoof them in the face. Look at that.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
Yeah, but-
right?
what about the knee?
How
No,
are you
think
gonna
it
eat?
needs- I think
It's easy to eat. You got a long neck, and you can move that shit around.
But what would you eat? Because, like, a horse.
grass.
Well, it depends
Yes.
on it. It looks like you have a human stomach, so you would just eat regular human stuff.
No, I mean, it depends. Which part, where in your body is this starting?
Or maybe
Like,
there's
if it's from the fish, it's from the hips down. I don't think it should be any different with the centaur, right?
I don't
Because,
know,
like,
I'm
centaur
pretty
is,
picture
like, the
here.
horse part, like, starts.
Yeah, the hips up, the tummy up.
Right. That's what it is
Okay.
for the fish, but the centaur one is showing like
Well, that's
The
that picture. I
head.
think the picture is wrong.
no,
Like,
no,
it
because
should be.
centaurs, they have all four, like, horse legs.
Yeah.
Basically, the human part comes, like, the
Mhm.
neck of the horse. So,
yeah. So this is correct. That's a very good point.
It looks more
Pandy.
like a centipede horse. Like, it's weird. My back and neck hurt looking at it. But
Let's
I
just
know
say
I want to
both
be
of them are wrong.
fish.
both of them are, yeah. Either way, you're. It's not great. But at least
literally in the picture, and we'll put these graphics up if you're watching. Literally in the picture, it says, "I feel wrong."
it is wrong. It looks wrong. I would rather be the fish because at least I can just be a fish with sexy legs. The other one, I'm an abomination.
I mean, with horse though, you could have beautiful hair.
Right.
You can't reach it to do it, but someone could do your hair.
Yeah, but look at those legs on that. I could have sexy legs.
That booty hole was made.
Would you have certain appendages that horses would have? Certain.
No, you were just.
No.
It would just be the human part.
Human, but I mean, like maybe because you got that horse DNA, you know, maybe it just kind of flows.
Put those dreams of a horse dingling away. This is all.
See, now if it was the other way for the, it was a normal centaur, you would have it. But because it's the human body on the lower half, that's true. All you got.
It's the same with the fish.
The fish though would have the human parts. So I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into fish, I
wouldn't
guess.
matter if you had them legs closed or not. You still smelling like fish.
So you know, if that was a female. Oh my god.
Anyways,
3 seconds later.
Our answers
if that was a female centaur, then yeah, there's still no chest. How would you know if female? We won't go into that.
Well, I don't know because I feel like he would still have human boobs. Because the horse body is coming out of the neck.
Yeah, for reverse centaur.
Gravity, man, gravity. Oh my god.
That's the other thing. We're not even talking about
swinging.
We're not even talking about the fact that if you are a reverse centaur, you have your human strength and have to carry basically half a horse.
I think that's
with your arms and
that's why it hurts me.
Right now, it's neighing.
So heavy.
Right now, it's neighing. You can put those hooves down.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a reverse centaur.
Those hands. You need to put in some Nikes on those hands, or
see what I would do.
Painful.
Is I would kick my legs back and kind of fold them back to my ass, and then just walk on my front hooves and my front hands.
But what if you don't have that? What if you because centaurs don't have that.
And
ability.
then I would go around and I would be like reverse centaur scorpion.
I don't know if you're able to do that though. I don't know. I'm not a reverse centaur. Do not know.
Well,
I'll be honest. I wouldn't want to be either of them. But if I had to choose, probably the centaur, because you get your hair did.
Hey, listen.
It looks painful.
Here's the thing, though. You could be any
they
fish.
Both look painful.
I could have a shark on
be
the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I could be half shark, half.
Well, that's not true because there's no shark mermaids.
I bet you there's definitely shark mermaids.
Yeah, probably true. I don't know.
They're probably the evil mermaids or the shark mermaids.
I was initially going centaur, but then the more we talked, the more I was like, I don't know, a fish I could just float. That doesn't seem as painful.
The fish, you're just a fish with sexy legs.
Just a fish.
You can get one of those little thingies for your back legs, that have wheels on it.
I think I'd tuck my arms in, not my back legs. I would, yeah. Because when those front legs come down, it's going to be taller than what your arms would be.
The poor dogs that have a missing leg and they get those wheels for them? That's what I'm talking about.
It to me right now.
See, here's the thing. You can be the reverse centaur, but no matter what you say, I'm just going to be a fish with legs. That's so much easier for my life.
Well, either way, that was a great question, Tara.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that before. I didn't even know it existed.
To be fair, I love the question, but I'll probably never think about this again until it's asked.
This is a wonderful question.
It disturbs my brain the more I stare at them.
That was a great question. I love these questions. It was
great.
I really
Thank you. That was awesome.
Oh, wow. That just kind of took me off guard.
It may have, but also to anyone who is watching and wondering why I look different, this is my new model. So this This is what you'll be
We
seeing
all have
from
like
now
really
on.
light hair now.
We all have white hair now.
Yeah. It's funny it just worked out that way.
If you guys missed the debut, then you suck. Just kidding.
No.
There should be a VOD that you can check out.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to say that as well. But lots of new stuff coming as well. So we're excited. We are excited. Speaking of excited,
show them some of your face things.
Oh my, yeah, I got it.
And then I'll commentate for the listeners. Wait, do it again. You can see the Pandy. There is a ghostly panda coming out of his mouth and whispering away.
Mean?
His face looks dead-like as a dead emoji. Hashtag dead.
It's a dead emoji.
Hashtag dead.
There we go, Pete.
His
dead
next
emoji.
emotion, he seems very shocked. If you've ever seen anime, his eyes are squiggled in a circle as if they were rapidly drawn with a triangle
He
mouth.
hasn't had any sleep in a very long time.
And his eyes are completely white. Blanco.
It was a cool shocked face though. I like it.
It's my brain processing. I'm like, error.
Yeah, it's good.
And then, we got the hello there.
Also, for the listeners, if you... Well, how do I explain this? Well, he's got an eye that is not like the other. It seems to be almost mechanical/magical. It's got black instead of white, where the sclera would be. That's what you call it, yeah?
I don't know, he has
The
eating
sclera
eyes.
is black. And then the emote that he was just doing, both of his pupils were heart-shaped.
Hell yeah.
And a little blushy in his face.
Hearts in his eyes.
What can I say? I'm just falling for it. You know what I'm saying? Then we have, obviously. Hey.
Now we see the panda wearing a hoodie with panda.
Panda hoodie, yeah.
Black and white hoodie with panda ears. A red and brown hoodie with a red panda hat at the top is so cute. And a trash panda hoodie.
Yeah. Yeah, we're ready. We got all the pandas. We are the ultimate panda now.
Thank you for listening to Emotes by Panda. Read by not David Attenborough. But yeah, it's totally cool. So if you want to check it out, definitely stop by twitch.tv/fluffypandavibes.
Heck yeah.
We interrupt this broadcast for another Yeti's Wizard Tech and Weather. Today we don't have scripts, we don't have news, but I can tell you that today is 4/24/2025. And you know what that is? You know what significance that day has? Some of you may have birthdays. That's one. Happy birthday to you. Some of you may have a significant moment in life that happened at that day. But truly, what I wanted to talk to you today about is the fact that you just gotta chill out. You know what I'm saying? We all have a finite amount of energy and time on this planet and life. And there are far too many things that bring negativity, such as work and stress and bills and everything just piling on top of each other. It's not about that. Life shouldn't be about that. You know, I'm not saying throw those things in the trash or toss it in the fire. What I'm saying is, every now and then, just take a moment to breathe. Take your loved ones out to the park, breathe some fresh air and just live life. Because though society deems it necessary for us to waste most of our life in the working class, that doesn't mean that you can't still enjoy the other side. And I feel like most of the time we all get caught up in that. We get caught up in the workflow and we just keep on doing and doing and doing for everybody else, and we forget about ourselves. So what I'm asking you today is to just chill out, get your favorite snack, get your favorite drink, get your favorite people, and just chill out and breathe, because it's going to be okay. That is the end of today's Wizard Tech and Weather, and I hope you all have a beautiful and fantastic day, and or night, or whatever time it is for you. Now back to the podcast. We really do be having white hair, but it's all like different shades of white hair.
We also all have like highlights of different colors.
Right? It's beautiful. So, pre-built or build it? Build it and they will come.
Gondor calls for aid.
So for me, I've gotten both a pre-built and built my own computers. Honestly, I do not prefer pre-built. I mean, yeah, it's a little nice for the ones where you can like, go in and customize it like you were talking about, Pandy. But the ones that you just see online or can get at retail stores and things like that, you don't really know how it was built or who built it. You know what I mean? And there's some, they don't always put the best parts in there and such. But one good thing about pre-builts is they'll put very expensive graphics cards in there. And if you buy the pre-built system, you get that graphics card at a cheaper price.
Well, and they usually come with great warranties as well. And that's something, because I recently just built my computer in October. And
but you
that
get a
part is
on
scary.
Part.
And I will beg to differ on the you don't know what kind of parts you're getting in there, because even when you order your part, you don't know if you got the dud batch or not till you put it in. And what do you do then? Like, that's, and if you're like me, that was scary. How do I figure that out? I'm not stupid, but I'm not the IT whiz. I call up a Yeti for that. So like, you know what I mean? How do I figure out the problem? How do I know what part it is? And you can attest to that too, Pandy. So for me, that is scary. And there's some relief in knowing that, if the other one that's pre-built doesn't work, there's a warranty, it's okay.
Well, I will say
also with the build, every single one of your parts should be under warranty.
I know, but I don't necessarily know what part is a dud.
That was what I was gonna say, because when I got mine, I got mine through someone that built it for me, but I like to customize the parts, and each part was warranty. So if it's broken, I can just get that part fixed instead of having to try to get them to give me a new computer.
Right.
That shit takes forever then.
And is there a shortage right now? Like, if someone is looking at, well, let's rewind. Okay. What would you recommend for someone that is thinking about doing, building their own PC, maybe for the first time, or hasn't done it in a really long time and the market's changed?
Well, first of all, I would ask, what are you wanting to do with it? Are you wanting to game? Are you wanting to game and stream? Or, it really depends on what processor you want to get, because the thing is if you're just gaming, then you may want to go with a faster processor with less cores. However, if you're gaming and streaming with bunches of programs open, you're going to want to find a decent speed processor with more cores. You know what I'm saying?
Like me, I said, I want to do it all. I want to video edit. I want to do media. I want to do stream.
Right. So
if you don't even want
$5,000 later.
If you don't even want a game and stuff, you don't even need a really expensive graphics card then. So it just depends on everything you really need.
Right.
So.
Well, I don't know about that nowadays because the games that are coming out recently, they are really asking for some resources.
They test your system.
Well, I'm talking about not just gaming. Like if you're not gaming on it, you don't need a high graphics card because you're just doing other stuff.
Unless you do photo and video editing and rendering
and sound editing, I think
3D modeling, that sort of thing. That requires a graphics card, pretty good graphics card.
Sure.
What would you say is the most expensive part of building a PC?
Graphics card.
And CPU. Yeah, that's your two.
That's the two. Yeah, CPU and graphics card. Usually, nowadays, graphics card is probably the most expensive.
Oh, I would agree. And even then, like getting the card you want is really tricky. Like I think was there like one or two left, and I just bought it before I even had my case. Before I had the other things, because I was like, I see it. It's the right color. We got to buy it now before it's gone.
You spent so much more money because it was white, and I was like, "Are you sure?"
I didn't. Nope. Rewind. Me first time PC build. And we're going through the list of all the things we wanted to do. And he's like, what color do you want? I'm like, I don't know. White looks good. And he's like, okay. I didn't know that was a special thing.
That is the thing.
I had no idea.
Because if you want your parts to match, not all of them are going to be in stock. I mean, look at the case.
And the white ones are the rare ones. I had no idea that I was going to more
RGB.
More pricey.
Those are pricey.
Because I went with all white. I think it's nearly all pure, isn't it? Nearly. It's nearly there.
Except for the motherboard, because I couldn't find you a white motherboard. Right.
And I had no idea. No idea.
I tried
but once we got on that board, there was you've committed, Yeah. But it's beautiful. I love it. I hope it lasts forever.
I mean, it won't last forever, but it will last a long time.
Maybe we'll do a little picture or video or something.
Yeah.
Shows it.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I have lots of videos. It took me quite a long time to build my compute pew. And we can talk about that later. But
I also would say I prefer to build it because then if something does break, you already know how to take it out, put it back in. So you can easily do it yourself. But
maybe. Kinda. Like I did it all. But I'm already questioning. Because Arctic was telling me the other day that he learned something new at work about, certain places things you plug in where.
Oh, let me talk about that real quick, okay? Because that is insane.
Where those places were is the thing.
We found out at work the other day that there is with some motherboards, there is a your M.2 slots on your motherboard. Like, say, if you have A, B, C, and D, if you have 4 spots, if you put it in, I think, like C or D, then it shares the same bandwidth as your PCIe 16 slot. So your graphics card is supposed to be running at X16, but if you put your M.2 in the wrong slot, it's stealing from your graphics card and you're only getting an X8. And that blew
you were so excited.
mind.
You're like, man, I got to go home and check mine. Right. You're like, and as you explain
crazy.
it, that makes sense. It's kind of like whatever bandwidth, it makes sense to me. However, when you say the slots, do I remember where those slots are and how to access them?
Most of them are covered up and stuff,
Does it make sense? Yeah, I get it. Do I know how to fix that? Nah. But it's okay.
Read your manuals, folks. Even if you think that you're an experienced builder, They're coming out with new shit and new ways to do things. Read the manuals, you know? You never stop learning, especially when it comes to technology.
That's very true.
Well, even when we put mine together, your helper that helped me, by the way, we'll just go into this now. I had a GoPro camera on. I was hooked up to Discord video. We had multiple angles going, and they were helping me virtually online as I showed them where my hands were going and what I was doing. It took a long time. They were very patient. But, even as we got to this one point, I think it was with all the hoses and thing for the cooling system. It's kind of new what it's doing in there. And so they had to pause and figure it out as well. So then they could tell me what to do.
Right, because the IQ
was different.
The Corsair is fucking whack. Like everything connects together in a daisy chain and then connects directly to the AIO header, which blew my mind. Like normally they're not like that.
Yeah,
but
me too. It looks
I don't know,
cool.
It was weird. And then we found out that it had to have like an extra pack on the back for the
like the water.
Because you could only have so many plugged into one or something.
Yeah.
So
we figured that out. But even for you guys that were old hats at it, there were things that you didn't know how to do and had to look up for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Times changing.
And that's what I mean. You never stop learning with technology, and they're always coming out with something new. And a lot of times, you'll put stuff like right now we're having stability issues with the DDR5 that's coming out because the motherboards aren't able to handle them. So, they're trying to, put out updates and stuff for the BIOS to make the DDR5 more stable. But one of the things that we found is like 2 sticks of DDR5 is more stable than trying to do 4 sticks. So if you want 64 instead of doing the 4 sticks, it's better to do like 232s. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
I need to think of what we did. I remember what I did, and
I think yours is DDR4.
She's got overkill on there, and I was like, "You sure do."
I don't know if you have DDR4 or DDR5.
Sometime later, I guess.
Yeah.
But, it's a number.
I have here's a thought. I have pre-built laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, I think for laptops, pre-built's the way to go. With like actual PC.
Well,
I don't think I know anyone that's actually built a laptop.
I was about to say that's pretty much all you got is pre-built when it comes to laptops.
Well, I think you actually could. I mean, some people probably do, but
I think Macs are a little hard to mess around with, but you could probably mess around with.
I mean, to be fair, don't get a Mac. Laptops. Just don't do it.
No, I don't say that. I love Mac. I miss my Mac a lot.
Depending on what it is, I've recently become Apple certified, and
it depends on what you're doing.
When it comes to working with Apple and working with like PC, it's really different. And the cool thing about Apple is like everything's organized, clean, and labeled.
It's simple.
And it's kind of like the repairs are pretty simple. Whereas, with PC, it's a little more complicated.
Well, my brother used to joke around. He's like, people are either PC or Apple. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And he would say, Apple's for dummies. You got one button you push, And I'm like, yeah, it's great. You just screen one button.
I think Apple's for dummies.
Yeah. He's like, old people love them. They're so. I'm like, yeah, I love it.
They're user friendly, but they
are user friendly. And I can say that after doing sound editing on my PC and the video editing, Arctic has heard me. I sit there cursing. I'm like, this was so much easier on my Mac, But I was just used, and it's just being used to different things, but it was a little easier, more user friendly for me to edit videos and edit music and sound and just layer things. And I think I can do more on my PC. It's just a lot more complicated and finicky.
One thing that is really terrible with Mac or like Macs and things like that is I don't really know how to explain it because, you know, I'm not technically, I don't know if I'm certified or not, but I've just done the testing and things like that. But the thing is like, there is, the way they do memory is so different. Because, you know, with PC, you have hard drives and things like that, SSDs. But then some of these are fused to the logic board. And if the system goes out, you're just fucked.
Right. And that's what I mean. Like, you can't really mess with the Mac. I feel like even when you open them, like they're never the same to reclose, like whether it's a phone or the MacBook itself.
Well, that's because you have to, and the reason why is because you have to use the Apple certified tools in order to do it. Because there is a specific tool for every sort of replacement, and that's one thing I do like about it, is they have everything organized. They have documentation on literally every single repair that you would ever need to do on every single model of every single thing. It's very thorough. But if you don't have these tools, then you're going to fuck up your shit. 100%.
And not all places even repair Macs. So there's also that.
Well, you can do it at an Apple store or an Apple certified or Apple authorized service provider.
Yeah.
My sister wanted to get her like Mac repaired because it was having problems, and then it was cheaper almost to buy a whole new Mac than to get repaired. I'm like, no, I will not.
Because the way
unless
they
you have
handle
that Apple Care still in place.
If it's considered vintage, then I don't know about Apple, but I know that Apple authorized service providers, like, they won't even really work on it. I think the step is to send it to Apple, and then they'll decide whether they just send you a replacement or not. Because the vintage ones are just like, it's not worth the repair.
Yeah,
they get really expensive.
This costs too much for a Mac for me, at least.
They are. I mean, yeah, but then when I finished my my PC build, it's pretty pricey.
All I'm gonna say,
it's beautiful, but it is pricey.
It is pricey, but all I'm gonna say for you Apple folks out there, get Apple Care Plus. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl.
Right.
Get Apple Care Plus.
Yeah, although what?
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. I'm just saying.
Hey, sponsor us.
Except for me,
Apple fan.
You can sponsor those two. Me.
I've just seen it. I've just seen it save so many asses.
Right. But
like I like iPhones, but I do not like Macs. I've tried. I just.
If you were to,
not a fan.
Let's think of some other pros and cons of pre-built or build yourself. How long would you be looking at right now if you were to try and order a pre-built PC?
I think Pandy is the best one to talk about that because didn't you have one done a while back?
Yeah, I actually got mine made at first during COVID, so it was yeah. But I think ordering the custom parts and having someone else build it, and then going from California to my place probably took like 3 months. So that was during COVID, so actually pretty fast. Honestly.
Yeah, if you guys have a local place like a computer retail store or something like that, I definitely check to see there if they have builders on staff that could build for you, because usually that's like a day or two. But yeah, 3 months, huh?
Yeah, like I said, that was during COVID,
Well,
so
'cause
it's not like I
he-
couldn't go to a store. Like it was only
Right.
online, and through online
Right.
with shipping and stuff. 3 months, I'll take that. 'Cause
Remember
getting stuff
Bluebee
then-
recently? She was looking at pre-builts and
Yeah.
she had wanted something now. She's like, I need something now. It really, unless she went straight into like Best Buy or Costco, there wasn't anything to just walk out the
Right.
door with. It still took a lot of time.
Well, now you have these I think Pandy, the one you went through was
I Buy Power at the time.
I Buy Power, yeah.
Yep.
So there's I Buy Power, there's Cyber Power, there's Ironside, NZXT. What's the one the streamers did?
Oh,
Star
yeah.
something or
What
another?
is that?
Was it
Mm.
Starforge?
Starforge, I think it is, yeah. Let me confirm that.
Well, there's plenty of places now where you can like
Yeah, it's Starforge Systems.
get your like custom piece, and it won't take as long as mine did because COVID kind of messed up all the shipping and stuff of everything. So,
Right.
but
But I'm even looking here on Google, and it's saying like they have builds $1,000 to $6,200.
Mm-hmm.
and then
And go ahead.
oh, okay. I also will say though for mine, because again COVID, my graphics card did die in it, but
Mhm.
because it was well built and I somewhat knew about computers, I was able just to easily take out the graphics card, put a new one, and just worked easily right away.
I still
So
remember when that happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that I wanted to say. When you're buying pre-built, you're paying for convenience, because you're probably gonna have to pay for the labor, but also depending on how you do it, whether it's online. If it's online, you're buying like a pre-built online or something that's already built. You're paying extra. It's so much cheaper to build your own. You know, buy
kinda
all
like
the parts and
DoorDash.
stuff.
Just
Yeah.
saying, you're paying extra all around.
Yeah, because I can
for the
get
convenience.
I don't know. I feel like we gotta stop saying the actual brand names. It rhymes with Chipotle.
So Chipotle, really?
Some real,
so it's,
some awesome
I can
rhyming.
go there and get
Oh,
I couldn't think of something that rhymed.
oh my
But
god,
the
that's a
thing is
really hard
like-
word to rhyme. That of all the words in the world, oh my god.
They also said Subway.
So-
I'm just saying, not a sponsor,
it's a-
but like
It's a perfect
Subway.
example here because build your own. It's going to be cheaper. You go to Chipotle and you ask for a bowl. You get your steak. You know, you build your own bowl and everything, and then it's like I don't know, like $15. Okay. Then the next day you want it again, but you don't feel like going out there and doing it yourself. You don't feel like building your own. So you get a pre-built bowl, and that bitch ass motherfucker's $60. And it's very similar
It's
to, you know, the difference between pre-builts and building your own.
But it's the convenience of getting in your car, going out, standing there and doing it yourself.
Right.
Or you know what? Just cooking it at home yourself.
Right.
Just saying.
but
That's really
But-
pre-building it all.
I will say that one great thing about doing a pre-built, if you're like your first computer, is you have that one right away, and you can slowly build one while you already have a computer. So if
Right.
the one you're
Right, and
building
upgrade it.
breaks, at least you
Right.
still have the other one.
I lived
Right.
off my laptop till I was just gathering parts. I would order, they were trickling in one by one. In fact,
Mhm.
the part we waited for the longest was the case. We were on
Mhm.
back order until they said in fall, late fall.
Yeah,
didn't
it was
know
like
what that
late
meant.
October. Yeah.
Yeah. And all of a sudden they said, "Oh, it's in." And then it was 3 days later. But it was crazy that we waited months for that case.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I had to like guard and protect all the other pieces. I just kept stacking up boxes, trying to make sure I had everything still.
So yeah, that is, especially if you don't have like a retail place that, you know, sells computers parts and stuff. That's really all you have is online. And let me just give a warning. Let me see. Warning. Newegg used to be a great place. However, you really have to pay attention nowadays because you want to look at the vendor. If they are third party, you may get fucked.
And that's everywhere. That's not just that place you just named.
Amazon.
But there we go.
Newegg.
They're any third party.
You really got to be careful.
Mm-hmm. Like if you're going to ASUS, go to the ASUS site. Go to a legit ASUS site.
Like, I don't trust ASUS. That's my last graphics card, but that is me.
Well, the reason why is because like
there's just an example, you know.
I don't know if anybody's
like, go to the source.
Checks out Reddit or, you know, any sort of other social media, but I'm sure you've seen people buying graphics cards and then they open the box and it's just a fucking brick. A literal brick that you could build a house with.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't mean like the graphics card was bricked. I mean, it was a brick.
I have a brick graphics card somewhere over here.
Do you want a confession time?
Yeah.
I was really scared to order from eBay, and then I finally did. And it's my own fault. I didn't read it. You have to read and check these things carefully.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sticker of the thing I thought I was buying.
Oh my.
Shut up.
I've seen those.
It really was the thing, but it was a sticker of the thing.
Yeah, because I've seen those.
I can imagine that happening, but with a graphics card, which you're paying thousands of dollars for. And
it's like an ornament, and it shows like it looks so awesome and everything, and then you just get a picture of it.
Or it's like here's this awesome statue or everything you get, and then it's like
I think it was small. A Monster Hunter thing. I was very, very sad. Like the sticker came all the way from Japan.
Read product details. Read the fucking what do you call it? Reviews.
Descriptions and reviews. Yes.
Don't read only the top tier. Read those number 1 stars too, because a lot of the 5 stars are bot reviews. So
they also like to bump them to the top as well. Yeah. I think it's best to also look at the dates the reviews were made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because those bot reviews are more than likely going to be around the same time that it was initially posted.
So basically, what we're saying is, doesn't matter if you get pre-built or build it yourself. Make sure you always check the reviews and description of what you're getting, because they are people that will scam you for your money.
They just scam. They do.
Mm-hmm.
People knew that.
It's gruff McGruff.
So, what the question was in my brain just left. Oh, this is one thing that really blew my mind. When I first came to Arctic and I said, hey, I'm needing a PC, wanting to build it. And he's like, heck yeah, let's go. Max budget, let's go. Just kidding.
With someone else's money.
I'm not kidding. Someone else's money, let's go. There was a huge list. And you made these comparisons, and how did you do that? Where did you get this spreadsheet that I didn't even know all these parts? How does one do this by themselves? Like, there's so many things I had never thought of.
I made it. I cross-referenced the data, did comparisons. There's websites out there like that you can compare CPUs and GPUs and like benchmarks and things like that.
But how does one find out all the parts that you need? Like, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of places.
PC part picker.
Yeah, there's that.
So that's a pretty solid one. Not a sponsor.
That's honestly what I went through before I went to iBuyPower. As I got my parts there, make sure they were compatible, and then
it's really great. And it's the reason why I like it is because it shows you what you need to get like for it to run. And then, you know, you can add other stuff and it will tell you if it's all compatible. Cause you know, if you listeners out there don't know, there is a lot of compatibility that goes into play with PCs. The Holy Trinity, as we like to call it, is the CPU, RAM, and the motherboard. And more often than not, if one of them goes bad, it's best to replace them all. But
yeah, it was a process. Like even when I looked at what all the information you'd gathered, then we went over it again and did research. And we're like, well, this year might be the most recent, but this one from the year before is better with these and more compatible with these newer graphics cards and things.
Yeah. So one of the better things to do is figure out what kind of CPU you want. Once you do that, you can find a compatible motherboard that has the right, socket. And then once you do that, you can read your manual on your motherboard and see what kind of RAM it accepts. And also when you're looking at the motherboard, it's really, you know, what you want, like how much storage you want, how much M.2s you want.
What are you going to do with it?
Right. And all that goes into play. And the cool thing about PC Part Picker, again, not a sponsor.
Should be. I'm saying, what?
Let's
sponsor us. Yes.
It is. It even told me, on one of them, it was like, hey, you have this graphics card on this specific motherboard. It may potentially cover one of these M.2 slots and you would not be able to use it. And I was like, oh shit, thanks, homie. And you know, you can't really see shit like that whenever you're doing things online. Of course you could if
and things get tight in there. I felt like I was like bending my body around with tweezers, just trying to get these cords in and things in.
It gets tight.
It's tight.
Hey, yo.
But I'm pretty good about getting my fingers in tight areas. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. I'm a computer technician. Get your head out of the gutter.
How you said it, man? Put our heads in the gutter, okay, there, mister.
Listen. But we'd like to hear from you. Does anyone out there have a pre-built that you love and that you wouldn't change a thing? Because I only have a pre-built laptop. And I mean, Pandy, you have a pre-built, but it's kind of pre-built.
It's half and half, honestly. It's
half and
half. You see.
Let me say this with pre-builts. A lot of the pre-builts you can have them customize like your glass and case and things to like have your favorite anime characters on them and like different decals. You could even like have them do custom loops, which I don't know how to do custom loops. That shit's crazy. And what that is it's not an AIO pump. It's like got an actual pump. And if I can remember, in the editing process, 'cause I know that I say this sometimes and forget, but I'll try to show a cool custom loop image. I'm gonna look for one right now. Actually, they are insane in the membrane, and it honestly is very cool. Some of them can look like steampunky and stuff. But the thing that's difficult about it is it's like acrylic tubing, and you have to heat the tube and bend it in certain ways. And you have to be really careful with it so it doesn't crack or break or anything like that.
Is it decorative or does it have a function?
Yeah, it cools your PC.
The liquid cooling.
Is the cooling? Okay. I got you.
Yeah. So, let me just do this.
And also, Yeti, while you're on that, speaking of, I guess other things, honestly, movies and our opinions on movies that have come out recently, and all that other cool jazz.
What was when was the last time you went to the movies, Pandy? I mean,
Deadpool and Wolverine is like just come out. That was the last time I went.
Well, before we get too into that, I just want to show you guys some pictures. And if you're watching, I'll put these up here as well. But this is kind of like custom loops and things like that.
Oh yeah, I've
You've
seen
got
some.
hard tubing and soft
that
tubing.
reminds me of one of the your oxygen game.
Yeah. It's really cool. Like there's a lot of cool things that you can do with it. But that gets expensive out the ass. This
Like
one's
they're
really
not
cool.
already expensive too. Ooh.
Yeah. It really looks awesome.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is,
I'll be real. My case took forever, but I love it. It has a touch screen on the side. I can customize it. I can put and it's so slick looking and it's big. I mean, I still
Right.
remember the days when the PC cases were just small boxes that sat under your desk and were like gray and off-white.
right. Like the old
just stick it.
Dales.
Good old floppy disk
Good old
in there.
hey, you know, some Dell's reliable sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Welcome everybody to another Patch Notes with Pandy. On today's episode, we
But yeah, the movies, I feel like they just really haven't been coming out with good movies. Like the last movie that I remember, two recent movies that I've
Well, first of
were
all,
good.
recurse this. The reason I even like suggested it, talking about it, was because I was looking for a movie, and then I started thinking, geez, when was the last time like I went to a movie? Like, oh, I gotta go see that in the theater. Like, you know, it just used to be a real big thing. There's a movie coming out. Let's go. You know, we have to go to the theater to see it. And I just
Right.
haven't. I'll be honest. I think it's like since
none of them
COVID,
are like-
it's never really. It has never recovered for me. Like, is it just me? You know, are you guys the
I don't
same?
think so.
it died for me before COVID.
I feel like a lot of movies are just repeating things. I don't know. The last movies that I remember that were good were what was that one movie we
What did we
watched?
see? Yeah,
The spy movie. That one was pretty good.
that was pretty good.
Argyle. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then The Beekeeper, The Keeper of the Bees.
The Bee.
That one was pretty good. But I don't know. Like, it's just like, I don't know, maybe since COVID, like, I don't want to say it killed the movie, you know, sort of theme, but it kind of did, because like people don't go out to the movies anymore. They just wait till it comes out on some sort of streaming platform.
Well, here's the thing I realized after we went to see Argyle is that it was already out on Apple TV.
Oh, really?
It was an Apple TV release that they then released to the movie theater.
Yeah, but you know what Apple TV doesn't have? They don't have a waiter or a waitress to bring you a jacket and coat.
But so and then you know, I was looking for a movie and I watched The Electric State this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that could have been at a movie theater. And I just got thinking, you know, all these movies are actually being released by like Paramount Plus, HBO, Netflix, Apple Plus.
Because streaming is a hot commodity, and like
They're not just streaming series or TV shows. They're making the movies now.
right.
And Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And I do
But I
just
do
want to
miss
say,
that.
because it's really sad, but the Sundance Festival,
Mhm.
so I saw on Reddit that somebody had moved there because they went to the Sundance Festival every year.
Right.
And then after they got their house there and like signed the deal or whatever, the Sundance Festival was like, yeah, we're not doing it in this state anymore. We're going to do it over in this state.
What?
And I'm like,
It's in Utah. It's
No,
beautiful.
yeah,
I
not
visited
anymore.
the Sundance Festival
Not
there.
anymore.
It's not.
No.
Robert Redford used to live there, and that's why he started it there. That's crazy.
Festival new location.
I happened to
Colorado.
bump into Zoe Saldana when I went to the Sundance Festival.
Yeah, it's not in Utah anymore. They're changing it to Colorado. After a year-long search, the Sundance Film Festival announced Thursday that its new home will be Boulder, Colorado, keeping Sundance in the mountains, but moving it out of the Park City, the Utah ski town that had for decades provided the premier independent film, gathering its picturesque.
Wow, that's going to be
backdrop.
huge to their tourist industry there, because that was pretty much all it had. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Utah.
Colorado. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
It's just because of their power regulations stating that you can't have a high-end PC.
He's saying this because we wanted to get there someday, but then they have those regulations, and my PC would not be compatible there.
Right.
That's crazy.
It definitely would not.
Right. California's the same. I don't believe people don't have those PCs. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I love watching movies in my home. But,
yeah, especially since we got that
those
TV.
days where the Lord of the Rings was coming out, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to like go and have a marathon there. We booking our tickets a month in advance because otherwise we're not going to see it on release day. Like, I don't think movie theaters really sell out anymore.
I don't think so, but I just found out that nobody told me that in 2024, My Penguin Friend came out, and nobody told me about it.
I know it's a
and
movie.
now I want to see it.
I'm going to tell you. I don't know.
Say it again. I missed it.
My
No.
Penguin Friend.
Oh. I did know you in 2024, but that's not an excuse. Listen,
I never
the
heard
only
of
Did you
movies
know
I've
about
seen
the
at the
movie?
theater lately have been with you, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally the last one I went to see was
Oh, that looks cute.
Deadpool and Wolverine with my dad. That was the last one.
I did see that at the theater. That was fantastic.
We
But
still need to see The Wild Robot.
I like those, like, even with Marvel movies, like, I'm like, yes, Marvel movie. I must see that at a theater. I mean, there just haven't been many movies lately, though. Is it just me?
Even when
I think there's just as many movies, but their marketing team is ass. I don't hear about half the movies that are coming out now.
I really don't think they're movie. And then I think maybe I missed it at the theater, and I'm waiting and I'm checking on the weekend to see what's coming out, and I'm like, this is all the same shit from 5 months ago. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, even
everything's
like,
directly on the
Deadpool,
streaming service
there was
platform.
barely anybody in the theater.
Right.
I went to see
So,
Deadpool
like-
and Wolverine. It was packed. It was like full. It was great.
Yeah, it wasn't packed whenever I went to see it. Well,
A Working Man. I've never even heard of it.
we saw it together, didn't we?
Yeah,
and
we
that was
did.
like that was probably well after. Yeah, I think it was because we were worried that we wouldn't be able to get to it in time before they took it out of theaters. And yes, I
Well,
say theaters. Okay,
Theaters. He does. It's really
theaters.
great. Paddington in Peru. My oh my.
I think theaters are just not as pop as it used to be. Like, cause I remember like Harry Potter. You had people like lining up before the movie even came out, like dressed up in costumes and.
It was a whole event. It was the same with Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. This is magic. It's really
Star
fun.
Wars.
You can
That's the
geek
big
out.
one.
Star Wars. Yes.
That's the big one.
See, we haven't had any of those big babies coming out, and it's just
You guys.
nah.
What?
want to know something cool.
What's that?
Took your shirt off. Is this spin off the whole time?
That's really hot, not cool.
I'm kind of famous.
Oh,
Yeah. So when the movie Constantine came out,
all right.
my mom and I went to go see it. We got stopped by the local news service, and they interviewed us about going to see Constantine.
I can see all people frantically looking up online right now.
Yeah, it was really funny because like they were like, "So what are you thinking about going in and seeing this movie?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. It looks pretty dope. Keanu Reeves." Because I was just a kid, you know. Like, when did Constantine come out?
Constantine,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just a kid. That's pretty graphic, baby.
2005.
I mean, to be fair, he's a Yeti. He's been around for billions of
He
years.
is
They just don't.
millions of years.
Yeah.
So here's my thought: is it that there's no movies coming out, or do we need to support the theaters more? Like Minecraft is out now, Snow White. I've actually heard it's pretty
is
good.
Minecraft
despite
out now?
the-
I actually have not heard anything good about Snow White yet, so I'm still waiting.
I just did today. They're like, despite all the stuff drama going on, they said it was actually really beautifully done.
Despite all my rage, I'm still
I'm still not going to see it at the movies.
Actually, the
But,
only thing
like-
I've heard good about the movie was the music. Everything else about Snow White, the
Exactly.
plot makes no sense. Like, I'm like, what
Well,
do you mean?
the people that wrote the music are the same people that did Dear Evan Handsome and they're Broadway musical stars. So their music was guaranteed to be great. So I'm excited to hear the soundtrack. I always am. I usually pop it secret. I listen to the soundtrack before I see the movie generally. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine.
I avoid
You
spoilers
wanna
for
know one of
movies
my
unless I
guilty
know I'm not going to
pleasures?
want to watch it. And Snow White was one of them. So I know everything about that movie, and I'll never see it.
I wasn't going to see it, but I did hear something good about it. I just feel like it never really got a chance, that one, which is a shame. But, Minecraft is out. So is it that we're just not supporting the theaters and that streaming services are taking over? Or I don't know.
I think it's
that
half
whole
the
convenience.
streaming
Pre-built,
services
built,
take over, but also
order,
like
don't know about it.
advertisements for movies are so much less than what it used to be. Like I remember getting
Yeah.
advertisements for movies on YouTube all the time, which is what I watch majority, honestly. They're never on there anymore. Besides
Oh, wait.
very few
I
times.
see some correlation here. Like, we don't watch TV with ads anymore.
Right.
I mean, I do.
Like,
but-
and wait, and if you streaming service, sometimes schmucks like us hate ads so much we even pay more to not have ads.
Right.
I still have ads.
So,
Is that a-
like,
Is that a
you know what I'm
derogatory
saying
term?
though? Like, we might never see ads. I said me too, not just
so
you, me.
Do you guys
So that's a
wanna know?
thing,
I have,
unless you have billboards in your
I have
town.
two guilty pleasures to confess.
All right.
One is I like to dip my French fries in my mashed potatoes and eat them. Two.
Well,
Completely
I like to
unrelated.
dunk my French
Potato
fries
on
into like
potato.
if I get like a vanilla shake, I like to dunk my French fries into the shake.
So I feel
you're
like that's a
one of
little more
those
normal,
frosty
you know.
dippers.
That's a thing, but like, how many people out there dip their French fries in mashed potatoes or mashed potatoes and gravy?
I've done
Like,
it.
that's just.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not saying. I mean, it sounds pretty good. Like, yeah, I
Yeah, I
can't.
done that.
but
It's basically just potato.
but anyways,
It's potato.
the
two
more
ways.
important one with the theme here is my other guilty pleasure is sometimes I watch Abominable by myself, and like especially if
Cries?
I'm like really
Yeah.
emotional, and like I watch it and I cry.
I love movies.
I will
It's such a
say
good
also
movie.
for movies, I just think there's a lot less creativity than there used to be.
Well,
Right. That's
was
what
it
I mean. Like,
Puppets?
where's those Harry Potters, the Star Wars? It's just so epic.
No,
I
listen,
love the
listen.
soundtrack and the movie.
I was at Puppet's house and she was at work. I was just laying on the couch with her dogs, and we were watching Abominable. And like I started crying at a serious part, and then like the dogs started going because they were getting into it. Like,
they all cried together.
Movie, bro. Like,
I always say like even like movies that are
then you
bad.
Karate chopped him.
Back in the day, I remember like bad movies were still enjoyable to watch though. It's like it's so bad, it's funny. But now it's just like
right.
I have nothing
Dumb
to like
dumber.
Enjoy in newer movies, at least for me. But where's my second Simpsons movie? That's all I'm saying.
And for those of you who haven't seen Abominable, it's from 2019. It's only an hour and 32 minutes.
I have not seen it.
Either have I.
You watched it without me. Even my dogs have seen it now, and I have not seen it.
A quick synopsis. After discovering a Yeti on the roof of her apartment building, teenage Yi and her two friends embark on an epic quest to reunite the magical creature with his family. But to do so, they must stay one step ahead of a wealthy financier and a determined zoologist who want to capture the beast for their own gain. It's a beautiful movie. It's actually got an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty good. And a 7 out of 10 on IMDb.
You know, thinking about it, because you know we do, if we can, we try to watch anime.
Yes.
What do you guys think about a podcast episode in the future where we review something that we've watched, like a movie or anime?
Yeah, that would definitely be cool.
Let us know in the comments if you want to hear us review certain things we've watched.
And as we're coming to an end here, what are some of the movies, like, are we crazy? What's some of the good movies you've seen?
Recently,
you know what's out there?
Have you noticed things have changed in the theaters? Like,
and what's your favorite movie of all time?
Yeah. What's your favorite movies?
And the biggest question of all, are you pre-built or do you build them?
Oh. do you pre-build the movie?
You know, I feel like that really does tie into the movie thing and your chipotle, you know? The whole thing is like, do I go in and watch it? Or do I just sit at home with a convenience? Do I build it? Or do I just go with convenience, you know, and have someone else build it?
It's always that convenience.
Curious. Let us know.
And also,
what do you do?
Call us. Call us.
Call us.
Yeah, if you guys want to give us a call.
We love the phone calls. Even if they mess with our brains like the mermaid one did today.
If you want to see us struggle with another question like that, definitely give us a call at 701-205-1501. If you are international, that shouldn't be a problem. Just email us at Fluffit at glacial-entertainment.com. And we'll work something out.
Yeah.
That is the end of the podcast. We hope you have a beautiful and fantastic night full of sweet dreams, or day full of amazing things.
Oh.
And we're going to get some socials up here. You can find me at Arctic_Shadow on Twitch. Andy?
You can find me at Fluffy Panda Vibes at Twitch, and eventually a Blue Sky account and Twitter. We're doing all the socials now. We're getting them all ready.
Yeah.
And I'm Little Puppet 6. I'm on Instagram and on Twitch with these guys.
And right above our heads, you should be able to see the Fluffit socials, which our social media manager will be updating. And yeah. Love you guys. Bye.
Say it again. Chipotle. Chipotle. Chipotle? What rhymes with chipotle? Chipotle. Up. Oh my God. Chipotle. Chipotle.